Good evening and welcome back, everyone. Welcome to today's tutorial, right? So we're still on HTML level 2 and we're on form basic, right? So today I'll be introducing us to what forms and labels, right? Forms and labels. And this is what we stopped in our previous class. So but before I will introduce forms and labels to us, I want you guys to understand something. So in our input here, we're talking about right here, we have what we have the type, which is text, and then I use value for the first name, right? I'll show us a better way of doing this. Not a better way anyway, but it depends on what you're working on, right? So now if I want to enter this first name, which is our value here, what is the value? If I want to enter the first name, if you notice when I click on our input, I will have to delete the name that is there first before entering any other information, right? Good. So I'll be showing us a better way of embedding that first name inside our input tab without us going through the stress of deleting it or anything. And then also some of us will be wondering, okay, how do we write this first name outside here? Like let it be outside the input, the input, right? So I'll be showing us all of these stuff, right? Good. So I'll just go ahead and delete the previous work we did. And then in order for us to, I want to introduce labels to us, right? So let me introduce the first input. So I'll go ahead and call our input tag. Remember I said our input tag is what is a self-closing tag. And then also I said whenever you're working on input, you need to specify the type of input you're working on. If it's a password, you specify it here, right here. If it's a number, you change it to number. If it's a text, you change it to text. If it's an email input you're working on, you change it to what? To email. Good. So now we have an input here. I'll go ahead and save, and then I'll refresh. Now you can see there's nothing inside the input, and then there's nothing outside the input. So let's say for instance now I want to write the first name not inside this input but outside. So what I will do is that I will come right on top of our input. This is our input here. So on top of it, which is this empty space here, I will introduce label, an element called label. You can see immediately I type label, is already displaying here. You can see it, right? So I'll just go ahead and click it. So the label has an opening and a closing tag, but we don't need this four that is inside. We don't need it, so I'll go ahead and delete it for now. When we get to CSS, you guys will understand all these things better. So in between, this is the opening tag and then this is the closing tag. So in between the opening and the closing tag, I'll just go ahead and write first name, right? So I will save and then I will refresh. Now you can see the first name is outside. Now we are able to add this first name using word label. This is the label here. You can see using word label. Good. So now I want to create multiple other forms. So in order to save time, I wouldn't have to go back and forth. So what I will do is that I will just copy and paste, then I will later edit it. So I will just, okay, let me use a BR, which is our break. Good. Don't forget I use a break. So when I copy and paste, it will space our work here because I use word break. So I will save. So I'll copy everything including the break. I'll copy and I'll come right here and paste, right here and paste, right here and paste, right here and paste. Good. So this is the first name. So the second one will be what? Our last name. So I'll just go ahead and change it to what? To last name. This is just a shortcut, please. I believe you guys are advanced now. We're already on HTML level 2, so I believe all of you are advanced. So I won't have to, go through the stress of showing you everything like a novice. Okay, you guys are advanced now. So if I save and I refresh, okay, I don't need to refresh anyway. So the third one will be what? First name, last name. The third one will be, let me say, password. So I'll change the label to what? Password. Good. So the type, input type, since we're working on password here, I'll change it to what? Password. Good. You can see it, right? So we'll edit this one to what? To confirm what? Password. Confirm what? Password. Good. So we'll still change the input type to what? To password. Good. So the last one will be what? Our email. So write email, right? Good. So the input type will be what? Email. Good. So I'll save and I'll refresh. So you can see here we have what? First name, last name, password, confirm password, and email. Now I was able to do all this outside using what? Label. This is our label here. This is the label for the first name, and then this is the input right here, right? So now if I remove this label for the first name here, if I remove it and I save and I refresh, you'll see that the first name has disappeared. So I was able to do that using what? Using label. So I'll save and I refresh, you'll see that it's back, right? Good. So I'll go ahead and create another input for our submit button. Whenever you enter informations, let's say you're registering a TikTok account or a Facebook account, after entering your first name, your last name, your password, and everything, you need to submit these into the database, right? So good. So for us to do that, I'll need to create another button. So I'll create an input, and the type will be what? It will be submit. So HTML automatically understand that you want to submit the informations you've entered inside what your input. So I'll save and then I'll go ahead and refresh, so you can see our submit button. Good. Now some of us now be wondering, let me zoom it a bit. So some of us be wondering, okay, how do I write this first name? It depends on the concept of the website you're building. Sometimes you don't need this first name outside. So if I want to write this first name inside, I'll be using another element called what? Placeholder. Placeholder. So these are our inputs, right? So inside the inputs, I'll just go ahead and space, and then I'll write place. Immediately I type placeholder. For those of us using PC, you'll see it here. This is it here, placeholder. So I'll just go ahead and click it. So our placeholder now will be what? Will be first name. Good. So if I save and I refresh, you'll see that the first name will be written inside here, inside our input. So I will save and then I will refresh. Good. You can see what? First name inside. Now this first name, now if I click on it, I can just write anything. It's not like the other time that we have to use value. When you use value, you have to delete it, but a placeholder will just place the name or whatever information you want to write inside your input without you having to delete it. Okay, is that clear? Good. So I will come on the second input here, and then I'll type placeholder, and then it will be last name. I'm showing us all this stuff. For some of us, I want to get really creative. So for the password, I'll come ahead and create placeholder, and then it will be what? Password. Good. And then for the confirm password too, I'll create a placeholder, which will be what? Which will be confirm password. So for the email, I'll create another placeholder for it as well, and then it will be what? Email. Good. So I will save and then I'll refresh. So you can see here we have first name, last name, password, confirm password, and then what? Email. Right? Is it working? Good. It's working, right? Okay. So guys, okay, so now if I click on this, let's say I enter an information here, I enter that information here, I enter another password. This one will be hidden. As you can see, it's hidden because HTML understand that I'm writing a password. So HTML will hide the password for me because I've already specified here the input type is what? Password. Okay, good. If I enter confirm password, it will do the same thing. And then if I enter anything, if I enter email, I will have to enter at this at maybe gmail.com. All right, now if I click on submit, you can see it's supposed to take us to a next page, but I've not already create any action for the submit button yet. Good. So now I want to